Hello and welcome back to Crypto Novus News, where we bring you top news stories of the day in the world of crypto. Today is Friday, March 26, 2021, and I'm going to talk about Bobby Lee and Bitcoin today. Bobby made a prediction earlier in the week that Bitcoin could reach potentially this year 300,000. So let's go ahead and take a look at what he has to say. But first, I want to give a shout out to Faith Finance. I'm the executive director of Faith Finance, where our motto is live faithfully today, live abundantly tomorrow. We at Faith Finance help people manage their personal finances using biblical principles and can be found at faithfinance.org. Okay, so earlier in the week, Bobby Lee, the crypto expert, and a lot of you may know him, some of you may not, gave a prediction that Bitcoin could reach as high as 300,000. And he's obviously basing that on the past performances of, Bitcoin and price action in the 2013 and 2017 bull runs. And there's a little chart here where we can kind of see the price action. So, back in 2013, around October, Bitcoin was a 100 and $98. It shot up to just over 1,000. And then in 2017, about the beginning of that year, it was around $900, $1,000, and we know what happened. It shot up to over 20. And then back in September of 2020, Bitcoin was around 10 grand, and we now know that it's hovering above 50,000 and has shot as high as 60. So based on those things, he's beginning to suggest that, hey, we should be prepared that, he's predicted that $100,000 by the end of summer and 300,000 by the end of the year. So let's take a look at the interview that he had briefly with CNBC and let him tell you from his own words.
If you recall, at the end of 2013, it really went up, 10 times, 20 times for that year, ending at $1,200. And then again, we saw the big cycle 4 years subsequent, which was end of 2017, and it was trading early in the year at just $1,000 and then went to $20,000 by year end. So this year, Bitcoin entered 2021 at $30,000. So, even just a 10x value from that will be $300,000. But I don't know if history will repeat itself. But what we do know is that Bitcoin bull market cycles come every 4 years, and this is a big one.
So, it's pretty much what he has to say about it. I think it's pretty interesting. And, when you look at kind of what's happening with Bitcoin, let's take a look at this article. It talks about whales and what's happening in terms of those that have large sums of Bitcoin. It's essentially what they're saying is whales are not selling, but they're accumulating, which is not necessarily news, but it is kind of interesting. Take a look at this chart from Sentiment and take a look at what's really happening with Bitcoin averages. It says, according to the data that they've accumulated, over 35,000, which is quite a bit, 35,000 BTCs have left the exchanges in the last 30 days. And then it comes down here to basically say that in terms of those that carry Bitcoin, such as these addresses where you've got 100 to 1,000 BT, they've actually added 350,000 plus more BTC since February 1st, while those that had addresses with 1,000 to 10,000, they've actually have shed them. So it's kind of interesting activity. And then lastly, of course, we got to talk about Elon Musk and the fact that he's now allowing people to buy Teslas using Bitcoin, but he will not exchange the Bitcoin for fiat currency. So again, it's it's accumulation, right? So with those kinds of things beginning to happen in the marketplace, I thought that Bitcoin could, well, it'll easily see 100,000, and then I was thinking it was 150,000. In my predictions, I've been giving 276,000, and I kind of feel right now that if Bitcoin reaches 200K, then that seems about right to me. But I'm doing this report because it could exceed that, and it could actually spike all the way up to 300K. It just remains to be seen. So let's keep track of it as the year progresses, and we'll see where our investments lie. This is Crypto Novus News, where newbies become masters. I wish you all a very blessed Friday and look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.